Hello everybody. Today I'm doing something that I thought I would never do, and that is strap a GoPro to my head. Now, I got this headband thing for a GoPro when I had issues with my SD card, so they send me it like as an I'm sorry gift, and I thought I would use it for the first time because I actually have something to do with my hands. But then I got this, so I thought I could control the GoPro from my phone, but then when I start filming, this is happening. Like, it's telling me preview is not available while recording. Well, then what's the point of having a remote control, which is my phone, and you can see the cat. Well, I don't know if you can see the cat. I hope you can see the cat because I'm kind of tilting my head. Yeah, okay. So anyway, this is what I'm gonna do. So I got this steering wheel cover. Now, this is not a very original idea. Ford Boss Me kind of suggested, that this is a good thing for anyone whose steering wheel is kind of fading, which mine is. And I got this one. I don't know if I got exactly the same like he did. I tried to put it where the color matches. My steering wheel is gray, and this looks like, pretty similar color. I'm going to go down to the car shortly. I'm going to try to stitch it on, but my challenge is going to be, because I do have that wood piece on a Signature Limited, I'm going to have to cut it somehow. So I don't know how that's going to go and whether or not I'm going to ruin it. Now, this thing was $10 on Amazon, so it's not that big of a deal if I ruin it. It smells like leather. It smells like a decent leather. Looks like you get 2 needles and 2 threads here. And the manual is pretty simple, although here they do put red. Not to say that I want red, but I guess maybe that was one of the options I didn't realize. So there's a cat again. Anyway, so it looks like, I don't know, how in the world do I film this? It looks like you wrap it around, you start your stitch, and then you just, kind of go zigzagging like this until you're covered, and then that's it. So, yeah. All right, we'll see how it goes. All right, so this is the area that I'm going to try to cover up. Basically, it's a very standard wear and tear. Mine is not that bad, but it's definitely not getting any younger or any better. So this is why I'm even doing this. On the bottom, like right there, it's fine. The wood is a little cracked. I think I might have pointed that out a few months ago in some video. I don't even remember anymore. But the wood overall, it's pretty good. So, and I definitely love it, right? So I wish I had the one with the bottom was wood too, but 06, actually 05 switched to these, and then the 06 got the updated cluster. So yeah, so overall the wood is fine. So what I'm going to try to do, well, first I'm going to have to figure out, I'm filming from a tripod now, I'm holding it, so I'm going to have to figure out a way, how do I even film this? Maybe I'll put it outside and kind of point in. But all right, well, let's see what happens. All right, so I think this is probably going to be the best I can do right now. So here is the leather right here. So normally the stitch would go on the very bottom of the steering wheel, because obviously that's where the stitch is here to where the 2 pieces of leather meet up. But because I will be cutting off this piece of wood, right here, I'm gonna try and put this thing on top, because then my next step would be try to cut it off right here. So I'm not too concerned with this upper portion. All right, here we go. As far as the fit, I mean, it's tight, but it's supposed to be tight, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the right diameter. I don't know if I'm gonna do as good of a job as Rich did, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, I mean, it is the right size, so if I screw this up, it's gonna be, it's gonna be on me. So let's try and open this up now that I can kind of show you and film this. All right, so stretch first, fix the cover. Okay, but first of all, make a knot from the inside of the needle. All right, well, I think I could do that. So let's try to get this needle out. Wow, it's a pretty serious looking needle we got here.
Samurai sword on my back. You don't know how to act. Maybe you should relax. Maybe you should relapse. Just kidding. Stop. Woo. Woo. Stop.
All right, folks, so what you saw so far, it took about 40 minutes. I'm up to this point right here. I don't really know how to make this piece, you know, how do you glue this, or what do you do? Maybe I'll have to go and rewatch some of the videos. But I mean, so far, look, once you get the stitching, once you kind of get the pattern down, it's pretty easy. I will have to figure out a way how to, you know, how to cut this down a little bit, this knot thing. But you know, in general, I mean, yeah, this little thing, I mean, it took what, like 40 minutes 40 minutes well spent. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and maybe rewatch Ford Boss's video. But I mean, so far it feels nice. It's actually soft. It's here it's gonna be protected. I'm still gonna have to cut out this little piece here, so I'm gonna have to figure that portion out. But yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that I'm old enough to still remember how to sew, but I'm young enough to never really need to do it. So I guess that kind of helped me a little bit. But yeah, I mean, the material is strong. Like, I was afraid of ripping these little threads, and they do suggest going every other one, which is exactly what I've done right here, except for here, because like I tried to make sure that it's actually caught on. There's not a whole lot of room to work with, especially in the beginning when the thread is so freaking long. But you know, that's not the manufacturer's fault. So yeah, I'll have to I'll come right back. All right, everybody, I thought about filming the whole thing, but then it's like, you know, it's way too long. So this effort right here so far, it's about 45 minutes into this, and I'm about halfway done. So what ended up happening, so I went back there, I rewatched Ford Boss's Me video, and it looks like we did get two different ones, because his had little holes here, like these, like the perforations that you would thread through. Mine doesn't have the hole, so mine actually you have to thread under the thread. So, but I did watch his video, and thank you so much, Rich. I appreciate it as always. Yeah, how you suggested to stretch out this material to make it, you know, without any glue or any kind of tricks. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So I stopped, I as you can see here, I went every other thread, right? And I have to obviously fix this, and I have to go back and I have to do this side. And I have to still cut out this middle piece here, which I'll talk about in a second. So when I got here, I started stretching, like really stretching, like every thread, right? And I, you know, part of me was like, oh my God, this thing is about to rip. But then no, it's actually pretty sturdy. So this does lead me to believe that this is real leather. So it didn't rip. So I started stretching, but then I didn't want to cut it, So I just went underneath right here, and I started, so this is one continuous thread. So I started, I used it, and I just went all the way up, and then right away here, and then I pulled it out from here. Then I started stretching this portion again, every thread, like right here. And the fact of the matter is, it stretched very well. And yeah, so I went all the way up, and then here I went every thread. And right up here, so I stopped at the wood piece. Now I'm gonna have to be careful cutting it, because obviously I don't want to damage the wood, and I don't want to cut it so that the whole thing just falls out. But then I stopped here, and then I went back, and I basically tied the knot right here. So this is several knots in here, as you can see. But then I normally don't put my hand here. So I normally rest it here like every other normal person. So that's why I figured that a little thicker stuff here it's not gonna matter. I don't keep my hands here. All right, so yeah, and that is 45 minutes. So I'm gonna have to do I'm gonna do this side. I'm gonna start with probably a little before this, because this I gotta cut away a little bit. So I'm gonna start here, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna do the same thing up to this point, and then I'll have to figure out a way how to cut it. Probably gonna cut it right here, and then kind of peel it back, and then figure out a way what to do here. So let's see how it goes. All right, another hour has gone by, and I've completed basically, so this portion, then I went all the way down here. I got a few things to clean up, obviously. All the way here, nicely stretched this portion right here. And now, got everything situated. Got that wood peeking through. So now is gonna be the most important thing. Well, maybe the second most important thing after this portion. But definitely I have a high chance of screwing 2 hours. Well, screwing up 2 hours of my labor. I'm a little tired now. It actually became darker outside already. So yeah, I'm gonna try cutting it like right here. I'm not gonna film it, because like I said, I know this video is gonna be ginormously long, and I'll try to speed through some of this stuff. And then I'll come back with you with some conclusion. Yeah, part of me just wants to sew it all together. I mean, it's all nice and soft, but I love this. This little wood. Like, how can I not love this? So, all right. Wish me luck. I got my tools. I got my knife, got some scissors, and got a lighter too. Now, a lighter, I think I'm gonna need to, once I start cutting it, some of these little fuzzies are gonna start coming out. So I think I'm just gonna singe them so they don't look weird. All right, if I screw this up, I mean, it's only on me, because the product itself is pretty good. Like, it did exactly what it's supposed to do. And the color matched, I mean, relatively well. Could be a little darker to match the interior, but it is what it is. It's nicely contrast. So, all right, what could possibly go wrong? All right, so what do you think? You think I should just drive like this with the little ears sticking out? I kind of like it. See, it's like a dog ears. This would be a good thumbnail. All right, so cutting it in half wasn't actually that big of a deal. It is actually stitched on the inside. Like I thought it was glued or something, but no, it's like they stitched them, and then they folded the leather in, and then they stitched it some more. It's actually pretty high quality stuff. Like, I'm surprised for 10 bucks. Like, you didn't expect stitching on the inside, and I know GoPro doesn't really pick it up, but you're gonna have to trust me. Like, it's surprisingly good stuff. So maybe yeah, like, I know I'm just spitballing here. See, like, this is the look. If I could just stitch it in here, that would be nice. It's actually kind of like suede material. It's like the back end of the leather. It's almost like I want to put some of this in here. And I know I mentioned it so many times that I want to replace this, but I don't know, it just kind of pains me to get rid of this, because this one was probably original. And anyway, okay, Vitaly, stop dicking around. So, all right, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try cutting it a little before, so I can at least test it out, and then I'll try and cutting it, kind of close to this, and really pray to God that I don't screw this up. All right, here we go. All right, everybody. This is the end result. This is what 2.5 hours will produce. So first of all, when when I cut it here, it was okay, When I started cutting it here, this is the first side I did, I thought it was going to be a disaster, because what ends up happening when you cut it, obviously I cut it a little, you know, further up into the wood. But then as soon as I cut it, obviously this thing, these little threads that are, it's all one. So however they do it at the factory, it's all one piece of thread that kind of saws it all together. Obviously, as soon as that got compromised up here, you know, closer, I think I got like a little, maybe 1/4 inch until the wood. Yeah, like right here, this is where, so I wanted to cut it a little higher. It started to, these little thread things started to undo themselves, and as soon as that started happening, I thought, oh crap, oh, my construction here, and the same thing would have happened here, would have just fell apart, which it would have. So what I ended up doing, I had a bit of a thread left here. I basically started sewing it into the holes, so basically like into these holes right here. Just I did it here, so I did a few of them here. This thread is pretty thick, but it's kind of like it's plasticky. But yeah, but it is very strong. I mean, you can't rip it like you would normal. So yeah, so I started doing here. So I did a couple of them here. So I caught it before it became all undone. So I did it here and here. So I did, I think, two here, and I did it from the inside, and it stopped. Then now that I knew that, I cut it here a little, you know, further up. This is where the wood meets the original steering wheel. I cut it a little here, and as soon as I did that, I threaded from here to here and sewn it in here. And I still got to do a little fuzzies that I got to take care of here. And then I did it, and then I ended up stopping on this side right here. And then the same thing is on the other side. Now the only thing left to do is to singe it. And because this is kind of a plasticky thread, it's pretty simple. Just do this. It does turn it black a little bit, but it hardens it too. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna become black from, you know, my hands at some point. Yeah, so just, this is, I already did this side, but I guess a little more couldn't hurt. Yep, just burning my town car. And then right here, right there. Kind of, once again, it's not gonna hurt it. But as you know, when you do that to a plastic, it kind of solidifies everything. It smells a little, yeah, it smells plasticky too. And then the same thing here. See that? Yep, just like this, quickly and effectively. And I probably have to do it on this side too. Yep, forgot about that. Yeah, just a little, just so that it doesn't become undone. Now on this side, as you can see, it's a little, you know, I didn't cut this little corner off, but it's fine. I don't want to mess with it any more than I've already did. So yeah, look, overall I am kind of happy with the result, because I do have the wood and I do have the leather, and this portion will become, you know, like new again. Here's a few words of wisdom for anyone who's trying to do this. Doing it completely, like, you know, if you don't have this or if you don't care about it, it's probably the better choice. But as you can see, you know, there's nothing that 2.5 or 3 hours or so can't fix. It's pretty tedious, obviously, trying to do all this, and especially here and there. I probably wouldn't recommend doing what I did, but I am happy with the result. I mean, this is ultimately what it is. I don't feel like any harshness here. It's all fine. Like, I got the wood, and then now I can drive like this, not being afraid of the leather starting to come off. Now, these instructions right up here, they sum it up really well, which right here. Be patient when sewing, dear friends. They put dear friends here. Yes, yeah, it's very tedious. It's nothing, you know, impossible, but it just takes a long time. It's pretty annoying because you do have to go the same direction. If you stop, or if you screw up, or if you accidentally tie a knot with this thing, you know, you have to undo it. You have to get your pattern down, so there's that too. So the instructions said you don't have to do the double stitched method like right here, but I figured, you know, it is what it is. Kind of, you know, get more you know, more grip or something. I was also afraid that it was going to rip, but that's the one thing about this product. It's not going to rip. Like, it's pretty strong. Like, this thread you can't rip with your bare hands. The leather too, like, I pulled on it, and you do need a lot of strength to stretch it out, kind of, and keep it under tension, because that way how it's going to stretch this way and this way. Otherwise it's going to sag, so you're going to have this effect. But here it's normal, you know. So, all right, everybody. Now, Ford Boss, me and I, you know, we're steering wheel brothers. Thank you so much, Rich. You know, I did watch your video a couple times to make sure that I was, you know, maybe I was something that I missed. So, all right, till next time, everybody. Thank you.